In this video, we'll discuss the data analysis features available in UMath. To begin, we'll access the UMath login screen and sign in as a teacher. Then, click on the Data module icon in the control panel. Note the different levels of access here. Students have access to their own lessons and tests. Teachers have access to data for all students in their own classes. Principals have access to all data from teacher and student accounts, as well as program usage as indicated by teacher logins, and performance data for the school as a whole. District leader accounts expand on this to show program use and student performance at the district level. Here, we'll select the Teacher Class option, which takes us to the Teacher Summary screen. The Teacher Summary screen is an overview containing the list of classes, list of students, and student usage metrics. The information presented in the Usage Metrics section provides aggregate data for all of a teacher's students over various time spans. For example, we could look at the report for number of logins over the last 30 days. Here we can see which students have logged in and how many times they've used the program. Similarly, we could look at data for active users, number of lessons, and number of tests. The List of Classes section shows all classes that were created by a teacher using the New Class function in the teacher profile. It shows the number of students in each class, the number of logins for all students in that class, and the number of lessons and tests completed by the students. We can click an individual class for a class report, which shows the students in that class and their associated passwords, along with usage metrics. We can continue by clicking on an individual student for the student summary, showing all tests and lessons completed by the student, as well as usage details. We can view this student summary another way. Return to the teacher summary by clicking the teacher icon at the top left of the screen, and access the student summary here in the list of students. The list of tests shows all tests completed by the student along with the number of questions answered correctly, the number of questions in the test, the grade, the duration of the test, and the date it was taken. The list of lessons shows all lessons launched by the student, the number of repetitions of the lesson, and the amount of time spent in that lesson. The student usage metrics for this specific student indicate the number of logins, lessons, and tests completed over various time spans. Double-clicking on a cell in the chart will return more details. For example, a list of lessons completed in the last week, and a list of all tests completed in the last 30 days. Returning to the list of tests, we can drill down to reveal further performance data related to a specific test. Clicking on the first test in the list brings up a test summary, showing a list of all questions in the test, whether they were answered correctly, and how long each question took to complete. Clicking an individual question gives us the option to review the results of that question, which shows how the student answered the question. We can also generate a list of associated lessons pertaining to this particular test question, and launch a lesson by selecting it. A convenient feature here is the one-click bookmarking button. It returns a list of recommended associated lessons for all test questions that were answered incorrectly, providing the student with differentiated instruction in areas of weakness. We can modify the list by double-clicking a lesson to remove it if desired, and by clicking Add List, the lessons in the list are added to the student's bookmarks, which can then be launched by a student from their bookmarks list in their personal profile. Returning to the student profile, we can see that these lesson links were added to Student 1's bookmarks list. Back at the Teacher Summary screen, we have other options to examine test results. Clicking the View Test Data icon at the right of the screen provides a graphical representation of various test data that can be viewed by class or by individual student for each of the 4 types of tests. For example, we can choose a class from the drop-down menu to view the overall test results for each of the 9 UMath X strands. We can continue to click through the data to provide finer-grained information down to the level of individual questions for a student. Similarly, we can choose to view results for a particular student in the class using the Student drop-down menu. Here, we'll look at Student 1's Common Core tests. Again, we can view individual test results and add bookmarks for questions answered incorrectly. In the View a Report section, we can view the data another way. The Usage Statistics report shows program use over time for all of this teacher's students. The clickable chart below allows us to focus in on an individual student's use as well. The pre- and post-test analysis allows us to compare test results from 2 consecutive tests to determine performance improvement. Here, we'll look at an algebra test and set the dates of each test. We can examine the individual tests by clicking a test in the chart below. This displays the test summary as seen earlier. The Results Over Time report provides us with a measure of student performance over a specific date range. Here, we'll choose Student 1 and look at Common Core, 5th grade, fractions, from February to August. Again, the chart below allows us to look at the individual tests and test questions and set up bookmarks for lessons if desired. This concludes the video presentation on the UMath X data analysis features. If you have questions or would like more information, please feel free to contact us. Thank you for watching.